The trap is set. You come over, and it's hanging over on a 2x6 underneath halfway. So you go over here and you just move it a little bit. Bam! Right on your freaking leg and break it. It's the oldest trick in the book. It's what you do to people that don't leave you tips. Now, I don't understand why he thought I was going to leave him a tip because I didn't answer the door. I don't know. Last guy was here. I gave him $5 for a couple cups of coffee and some donuts and stuff. I'm not cheap. He had to unload it all by himself, so he set the damn trap up. It's common knowledge, this trap, for people who deliver lumber. Jeepers. Either that or he's just so stupid, and why did he send him to my house? Keep him away from my house. I built this whole house from the lumber company I went to get this lumber here just to put my frame up on top of my roof here I'm building, on top of pergola. And now I'm laid up. I got a picture of it, but I'm laid up. Wait, you know what? No, I'm heaping wood on top of the fire right now. What you got to do is you got to forgive and forget. Because if you continue on hating, then the hate gets hater, and you hate more. And pretty soon a form of suicide gets in. I'm going to go down there and knock all them bastards out. They're going to see a left hook like they never saw before in their whole life. That's what goes through your mind when you see things happen like this out of stupidity. Who knows? I don't know what he did last weekend when he was out drinking or something. You know, I don't know what he was doing. Was he doing something he could go to church the next day and receive communion for? Or wasn't he? If he wasn't, then we know who's in charge of him. He might not even have known how to set this trap up. But this is the oldest one in the book. You ought to see it with a 4x4, no, not a 4x4, but a 6x6. That'd break your leg right in half. The snare, the carpenter's snare. Man, learn and live more comfortably and not be hoodwinked by somebody. And if you use this on somebody, you're a narcissist, and you better go check it out because there's no hope for you. You're a psychopathic narcissist if you see this and you use it on some old person like myself. I'm 73 years old. I came out here in confidence. I'm building stick by stick here and there. I touch a 4x4 and it falls on my foot and breaks it. Breaks my what? That foot was broken. And they're calling it a compression injury. But I saw it. It was broken. My wife and I both looked at it. It was swollen up like a grapefruit. And we watched it go back down to what it is now. You want to see what it is now? Okay. I'm going to take off my shoes. I got to wear Velcro. I'm up walking around. This is the second day after the accident happened to me. Probably the guy that did it, he didn't even know what he was doing. But he didn't go to confession and communion. And so the demons are saying, the sow is ours. And he'll do everything he feels. Oh, and they'll tell him, oh, he's in there, he don't want to give you a tip. So he wants you to unload all this. So set this trap up right here. Put all the heavy stuff on top. When he comes out to move it, I'm right down and break his leg for him. And the kid might not even have known that that's what the plan was. Because the demons are a lot smarter than us. But if you've been around, I've been around 50 years doing this stuff. More than 50 years. I started when I was 15, I'm 73. Building and framing and everything. There's all kinds of head games being played out here. But one thing you don't want is have the heavy stuff piled on top of the light stuff. It's a teeter-totter game. It's like putting the Empire State Building in upside down. what's going to happen? Well, I got a lot of work to do. But I got to forgive, too. I forgive, I forget. If I don't forgive, I hate. And I say, oh, man, how am I going to get these bastards? That's what you think. But you got to forgive. And if you forgive, God rewards you. He rewards you, and you don't have hate. You have forgiveness, you forget it. You can forget it if you can forgive it. So I forgive. Because there's a chance that whoever it was, maybe it was a beginner, new kid just down here, and he don't know what he's doing. I mean, he had to have not known what he's doing, piling all the heavy stuff on top of all the light stuff. I mean, those 4x4, 16-footers, I'm gonna get a scale and stand on it. Well, how much do they weigh? My God. Well, you want to see what they did to my foot? Oh, my. You're going to see. I'm going to take my... So, look, it's gone down a lot. It's been 2 days. I called up down where it was. Look at it. Look at it. Oh, man, that thing came down. They said it's going to turn all kinds of colors. Who knows? I can't rub it off, just put it that way. I tried to rub it off, and it's not something you can rub off, believe me. And it's bruised. I had one on my butt one time. I fell 1.5 stories. Scaffolding broke on me. I used to see the size of that football on my butt. In fact, I got it posted on the internet. I got my butt posted on the internet with the football bruise on it. Oh, I've been through... I've built a lot of things. I've been mostly a helper. But I learned. Now all I do is just I watch the movie, and I've done it so much, I just go out and it's just like I'm doing it as a profession. You know, I know just what to do, how to do it. You know, I'm even trying to improvise and do it better. More secure, more solid. I want... Like there, I got a double I-beam up there going across because I'm going to hang a heavy bag off of it. So it's got to be solid up there. It's got to be able to, a swinging heavy bag weighing over 100 pounds. I think it weighs somewhere 75 to 100 pounds. Swinging around, and you're slapping it, moving around and punching it. It's on a spring. That's what I planned. That's why I got a double beam up there. Well, enough of this. It's back to work. I got to get it done. Here's another thing I'm doing. This is my own little invention. I hope it's gonna work, because I got a quote that came in. A couple guys quoted me, different companies. One guy says 20 grand. I'll do the whole driveway for 20 grand. Now that's from the front of the road out there where the fence is, through the sliding gate door. It's not on there yet, but it's going to be a sliding gate door. You push a button and it slides, and you come in. And there's going to be a big fence going all the way around this property. I've got some of it that's in the front right now. I got that. Board a day, keep the doctor away. That's how I did that, board a day. So here we go. I'm going to stand on it. Oh my goodness, that's solid. But this is what they call a honeycomb. Honeycomb. And what you do, you put it on slopes and on driveways. And I have a theory. This is crushed concrete, or number 2 stone. But the next loads I'm going to get is going to be crushed concrete. And when I get that, I'm going to stake them down. I'll stake them down together with these things. You got to pound these in with a sledgehammer. They go in 2 or 3 of them. Then you put the next one down. I got a couple 3 boxes of them, because they're going to go right around in this area right here, right where I got all this stone here. And I got this big pallet bank running. It hardens like a rock. It's like concrete, really. But I've got a plan on how I'm going to take and make this all concrete. all the way down. It goes down around the back, and then I got a footer. Let me see. Oh, I just got our pool. Oh man, finally. It's gonna be a little bit. It's just yesterday, second day, and we got to get in the center there. We got to get all that yuck out of there. It hadn't been opened up for like 3 years. But see, this is all hard, like concrete right here, what I'm walking on. It's that gravel bank and run, or whatever they call it. So this here is going to have a roof. I'm going to put the roof out here. That's what all that material is for. I'm going to put a ledger board out there, up there above the windows. And it's going to sloot down. Going to be a nice roof over my deck. Steel roof. And here the wind blew that darn one off because I didn't get up there finish putting the nails in it. It started raining. Then I didn't get to it. Wind came, blew a couple of those things off. Can't insurance it because I got a $1,000 deductible, and it's not going to cost me $1,000 to fix that. So here's what's going on here. I got the 6x6s in the ground, supported, and I just dug a footer 3 feet down. All right, 3 feet down. There's my plum pop string. Can you see it? My plum pop string. I'll mark it so you can see it. Oh, I'll show you where the black wall is going to go. All right. Amateur and amateur. There's where the black wall. Okay. That's where the black wall is going to go. There's my string line. Plumb bob down. There's a first brick down here. I'm going to use 10-inch block, don't I? I don't know what that is. Maybe it is 10. I don't know. I got it in a measure. Haven't been around it for a while. But that's where the footer will go down under where those blocks are. 20 feet. And it's going to be pumped in, I hope. It's going to be at least 12 to 15 inches thick with re-rod in it. And then I'll put the block up, all the way up. I'll have a sill plate right up under here. And I have a sill plate up there, and I'll put it all up there. Jack it up a little bit, put the block in, let it dry, let it down a little bit. And I got myself poured foundation support rather than these 6x6. I mean, these 6x6s will last my lifetime and probably more because they're covered. These are all covered by a roof, and they're braced real good too with big lag bolts. And look at the size. I mean, this thing is put together really solid. I overdid it. And right along there is going to be all my shelving, put all my tools and everything. And then I'm going to have metal, insulated metal shed with a door. Probably right over there. That door will probably be right there somehow. And you come in, and maybe I'll have a sliding door because this will be all filled in. I'll have a sliding door where you can ride your tractor up in here. You can do a lot of stuff. You can't cover these though. These, I got to frame this out right here. This is my generator right here. That's my generator. Lights go out. Hey. It comes on automatically, and thank God we have power still. Only ones on the street too, probably. Everybody's going to be, I can see it in the future, you know. I get dreams, daydreams, like people at my door with an extension cord in their hand looking at me with pleading eyes. I suggest everybody, the way that the economy's going, the way things are going, we got to supply our own electricity one of these days, or it's going to be solar. solar. I mean, we're advancing. We keep on saying, well, what would happen if we were taken over and bombed and all that stuff? We end up back in the cave days again. Back forging the land for food. And boy, I'm watching films like that where you build dirt huts in the ground out of timber, down in the ground, how warm it is in the winter and how easy it is to warm up with your little teeny stove that you made out of bricks and then mortared it over. And oh, I watched a film like that the other day and I said, man, now that's living a life right there. You gotta be young, you gotta know how to do it too. But nowadays you can, because oh, look at these trees. Oh, yummy, yummy, yummy. Oh, yummy, 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 yummy. But my wife won't let them come down because why? They block the north wind, and so they get free reign as long as we're alive, I guess. I've been asked to take that end one down. It's blocking everybody's sun and all that when it comes up over the hill. Any tree, any house or property behind that tree there doesn't get the morning sun. They get the high noonday sun, but it doesn't get the morning sun. And it's nice and cool back here all the time. This is my wood shop right here. I don't even need to have ventilation in there. It's just all free air. That's my overhang. I'm going to be doing something with that down the line. And I decided that a couple years ago. I was sick, and I asked the kid, I said, oh, you got a line on siding? Yeah, oh yeah, I can get some siding. He got it, he put it here, and he put it on wrong, and it wasn't up a year, and it turned green, and it was used. He went and got some used siding someplace, come back, charged me full price. I was in the bed, hurting real bad, and so I just paid the guy, and paid the kid, you know. He did his best. I agreed to it, so I paid him, but he cheated me. Oh, that's forgiven and forgotten now. But anyways, there's how it's really supposed to look. I did all that. I put all the siding on and everything. And somebody can point it out, show me what I did wrong. But, I mean, that was a tough job putting them windows in. Them windows weren't easy, man. I gotta get back over here. So, I'm gandering. I'm hoping that in July and August, I'm in that pool doing exercises. And then I jump out of the pool and I get up and go over there and put the bag gloves on and my hand wraps and I start slap boxing my bag, my big heavy bag. I got a heavy bag. There it is, right over there. See it up against the grill there? My heavy bag. Let's see. There you go. Everlast. My nephew, he liked Everlast so much. When he was young, he was a fighter, a boxer, and all that. Oh, thank God he didn't go pro. He didn't get into it. He'd be stupid right now. Everybody, that's not a life you want to live. I lived it. I know what the consequences are. And you know, they're not something to look forward to. Man, if number 10 in the world came in, his name was Shotgun Alvarado or something like that, or Shotgun something. And Calavero or something like that. But anyways, he was a black guy, and he was number 10 in the world. He sat there. He's a middleweight. He looked at me, and I was all excited. Wow, number 10 in the world. He's out there sparring. I'm watching and everything. And he looks at me, and he goes, you know, I fight main events. And he says, I'm number 10 in the world. He says, I don't have a dime in the bank. He goes, jeez. There's no money in boxing, not unless you're number 1. And you're fighting for the title and getting a lot of money. $2,500 a fight. That's the going rate. Unless you got to fly. You got to fly in. It's going to be a bigger fight, so they fly somebody in. But if you're just an opponent fighter, there's a lot of opponent fighters out there. Guys that just never win, but they show up, let the big hometown Golden Glover or what it is beat the piss out of him. He went, oh man, you took care of that guy. Well, that guy was a bum. I've seen it happen plenty of times. I watched this guy fight number 5 in the world. He was a college guy. He taught philosophy, theology, and stuff in college. And he was a rugged little guy. And he's going to fight the middleweight. No, welterweight. He was fighting in the welterweight. He was a welterweight. He's going to fight him that night. And I was in the papers and all this. And the big write-up, college professor is going to fight tonight. And you're trying to pack the gym. And he came there and guy let him. I watched the fight. I know what. He let him slide for about 5 rounds. It was the 5th round, and he just whack. He's out. That was it. But he played with him for a while. Gave everybody a show, and he got the money's worth. It's a big game, people. Not all the time, though. There's some really good fights sometimes when it's on TV, and there's a lot of money behind it. People making big bucks. And then again, I'm no Don King, but he knew how to manipulate the system. Knew good doing it, too. And it was the most exciting time in boxing was when all that went on with all them heavyweights. Title elimination, boxes, 15 rounders and 12 rounders. Can he make it? He went 15 and taking him to the hospital. He's so exhausted he can't walk. You know, that big build up like that. But he went out there and used to spar 15 rounds all the time in the gym. 15 rounds, sparring and moving around, sparring. You can make it look like you're dead tired. You can't even hold up your hand. Oh, he's going to get me. Oh, he's going to... And everybody's on the edge of their seat. Oh, man. Oh, I'll pay $100 to see a rematch. And then again, that's only some of it. There's a lot of honest, good stuff going on, too. You know, but not always an honest, good decision. There's a good decision made for them. It's like when I fought the Navy champion, and I beat him, and the judges came in after the fight and said, Bill, he says, we know you beat him, but we can't give you the decision in his hometown. He won't come and fight here anymore. He's a champion. He's our card draw. He won't, if we give decisions to people, you don't knock them down or knock them out or something. Can't give you the fight. Hometown, boy. That's the way it is all over. My brother was in against it. I was in against it several times. There's a lot of favoritism in boxing. People want to make their area the best, toughest area. Oh, you bring them kids up from Binghamton to Syracuse. Well, kick the daylights out of them. And they do, too. Because down here, there's nobody to train them anymore. All the good guys that were really good, like Tommy Holmes. And Tommy Holmes was the best conditioned fighter that ever came out of this area. Besides maybe Jersey Joe or somebody like that got up in number 10 also. They ran like a deer, too. But the best fighter that ever came pound for pound out of Binghamton, New York was Mike Nixon. Number 1 in the world. Title elimination fight. Vito Antuofermo and Mike Nixon in Madison Square Garden. He would have had him the first time. He was in top shape, just knocked out the African champion. He was back here. Oh, man, he's ready to go. And they saw it, too, when Muhammad Ali fight went too many rounds. And they had the light heavyweight in there, that Mike Rossman. His went full show. 25 rounds of boxing. And they said, Mike, he says, we don't have enough time for your fight. Come back in 30 days and we'll give you the same amount of money. And we'll pay you right now that money. You come back in 30 days. Well, little did he know, my brother. He's being gamed. Because you're talking about fight promoters that are in the big time. And what are you going to do when a small-time boy comes and he is in top shape and he's going to kick the daylights out of your fighter? You know it. Or you're going to scramble around trying to find out a way to get it back in his advantage, because when Vito went back into the gym after that happened. He went back in the gym, didn't come out of the gym. He was in top shape. My brother went home and spent his 20 grand, bought a house, partied, went into the gym for a couple of weeks, came back. He wasn't half shape. Vito just knocked him out. What, fifth or something. They stopped it. But that first fight, he would have, oh man. They called my brother the American Battleship in Africa. He came out, Kurt Stein. 5 rounds he pounded him non-stop until Kurt hit the mat face first. The African champion. And the next day the press says the American Battleship Mike Nixon came out with both barrels blasting and didn't stop until the 5th round when the ship went down. It went down from the blast coming from him. He was gonna be the world's champion. And he got gamed on it, tricked on it. Just one false move. You don't do the right thing and they'll jump right on it. And you're lost. You lose. You lose before you get into the ring. That's the way the fight game is a lot of times. I noticed. I never turned pro. I won a Golden Gloves match in boxing. Barroom fighters. They were all barroom fighters, and I just had a good left hook. Though I wasn't skilled at all as a boxer. I stayed in there though with them because I was in good shape. And I got my ass kicked lots of times. But I did some kicking too. What goes around comes around, that's the truth. Especially in boxing. You break somebody's nose, you're going to get yours broke for sure. Sometime in the future. Unless you got a rubber nose like my brother Mike. He doesn't have a bone in his nose, it's all cartilage. You can push in. From here, yeah, he's got like a rubber nose. But Tony Licata broke my brother's nose in the 4th round. And where was that? That was Louisiana. Louisiana. Where was that? He fought. It was his hometown, Tony Licata. It'll come to me. I got Parkinson's. I forget things. But anyways, in his hometown, he fought Tony Licata. And Tony didn't know it, but he broke my brother's nose in the 4th round. My brother fought him to a split decision. In his hometown, with a broken nose. Can you imagine that? Oh, man, I've been hitting the ribs. Screw that. I ain't coming back for 8 weeks until I heal or whatever if I want. And then I'm going to watch who I step in the ring with. Because there's all kinds of games, too. I had a really advanced fighter, a Florida State champ. And I was boxing with him in Tampa. And he came out firing the 1st round. I was all on. Wow, you're an amateur? He says, slow it down, man. He says, we don't have to go this hard. So I relaxed and I slowed it down and he ripped one into my side. So hard. Hate. It was all hate. That punch, I felt it when he hit me with it. Because that's what you got to have to win the fights. You got to have hate in your heart. You got to hate to win. No, it's a profession. No, I can do it. I can jab. I can do it. But you got to have that killer instinct. And if you don't, you're going to lose. A lot of cases, unless you're way overmatched. I've watched some of these guys that come out and flash you in the dick. They pound you to death. You can't last 6 or 7 rounds with them. They're just in super top shape, and they dance around the ring like you can't catch them. They're all over. They're good boxers. Now, there's a difference between a boxer and a puncher and a fighter. I'm a fighter. I get in there. Let's fight. Bam, 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 bam. Oh, Boxers, they get in there. I boxed. That's how I beat the Navy champion. I boxed him. He says he never fought anybody like me before. Because I was down. I'm moving around. If I showed you on the heavy bag when I was constantly moving. I was in top shape. He couldn't get set for a jab out. That's the way it was for 3 2-minute rounds. Quick. And I won the fight. But they gave it to the Navy champion because he's the next draw on the ticket. You know, they had a lot of funds there, a lot of charities and all that stuff that they had to raise money for. And he was game, so they had to back up. And that's the way the game is. That's the way it is. What can you do about it? I was going to be a fighter anyway, so I don't know whatever happened to that guy. What he went on to be, I don't know. But some people made out. Some people that shouldn't have won, and they used boxing for their whole life, teaching kids and working with kids, and you know, it was the only thing they knew how to do, and they did it good, and they were good, kind-hearted, and looked out for people. They never were the champions because you can't have empathy and be a champion. I don't think so. You gotta have the killer instinct to be the champion. I came up against the champion in California, heavyweight, diamond belt champion in the 1970s, early 70s. Blonde-haired guy, nice, big built guy, dude. And I was new in the gym. I come in, I'm looking for somebody to work out. I just thought, oh, everybody's pro here. They know that just to work out and just move around and slap and bam, bam, and, you know, get a sweat up and not try to knock somebody out. We're not getting paid here. Come on, guys. And this guy was a psychopath. Because he said, okay, I'll fight you. And he and his buddy go in the back of the room. They got a suitcase. They open up the suitcase. I'm looking. They've got these gloves that were custom made at some place, leather shop or what. And I go, are those 14-ounce gloves? He goes, yeah. And right on it, they said 14 ounces. But all the weight was around the wrists. The fist was like a boxing glove that you fight in the ring with no head protection. And dummy me, no. Well, he's just, he'll take it easy on me. I'm a new guy. All he wanted to do was break my nose. Period. And once he did that, he just took his gloves off and walked out of the gym. Middleweight against the heavyweight. I don't think so. Even though I could punch as hard as a heavyweight, I didn't get a chance to because I got that jab in my nose that was a right hand jab. Bam! It put my nose like a question mark on my face. I looked at it. I couldn't. I had to stick my fingers up my nose on both sides and straighten the bone out again. That's why I talk through. When you talk through your nose, you talk through your nose. Hey, I had it smashed by the diamond belt champion in California. Full force right hand, bam! I was still standing. I went into the mirror and looked. Oh my God! Now what have I done, sorcerer and apprentice? Don't give me control, God. Take and screw it all up. Well, I learned about boxing. I like carpentry. Carpentry is my retiree poetry. I'm going to make poetry here. Here we go. Here we go. Poetry. It's the starting of a hermitage, a single man's hermitage, or married man's hermitage. You know, the sliding gate, steel gate, wire cage gate, probably with some type of a camouflage on it, webbing and all that will be there. Push the button and it follows the gate. Now I might have it where it pushes the button and one end goes that way and one end goes this way, but I'm running out of room over there, so it's going to have to be one long, and it's only going to be a 10-footer. That should be able to slide. Yeah. This is coming down today. I'm getting this all out of here and get my sidewalk back and bringing all this over here because this is going to be my work area. I got to set up shop right here, put a vise on there. Got to get going. Can't shoot the bull all day long. But that's my story. That's my story. That's my story. Now it's time to go get some libation. Because it's hot out here and I am sweating like a dog. And I don't know where my phone is again. Oh, God. I keep on losing everything. It's like unbelievable. Unbelievable. Where's my phone? Can you imagine this? I mean, it's so bad this year I got me, instead of a wheelbarrow, I got two wheels. In case I have to haul some, and I am going to have to too. I'm going to have to haul some materials and all that stuff in the back. Concrete. Boy. Oh, my nephew. He took my concrete mixer tub. I told him, you can have everything, but leave that tub. And he said, and it's gone. I said, what the heck? He said, when are you going to use it? You ain't going to use it. I need it for my pigs. So he's feeding his pigs with my concrete mix tub 4x4. My wife says, no, don't ask him for it. He's feeding his pigs when they go buy another one. So they're only $100. Oh, you got that, and you got a brand new lawnmower, you got a brand new chainsaw. I was trying to be really good to him, really nice to him and stuff. And he's just too busy, too much on his plate. Appreciation. Do you appreciate? That's a sign. When you have a lack of appreciation, that's a sign of being narcissistic. If you don't know what narcissism is, look it up. Who knows? Maybe you're a narcissist. I know I am. Everybody's a narcissist, really. Just to what degree you're a narcissist. Narcissism. Lack of empathy for anybody. You only care about yourself. You're an egoistic hedonist. And you're an egoistic hedonist in the short run. You want your pleasure now. You don't want to wait for it. That's an egoistic hedonist in the long run. He'll pull alongside and wait for his hamburger 5 minutes or so, and without complaining. But the egoistic hedonist in the short run, he wants his burger right now, and if you don't have it ready, he's going across the street and finding out if they're ready over there. Because he wants it right now. That's the way the world is, people. And I'm trying to tell you that. I'm trying to give you some of my education. Take you back to seminary, says Father Eller. I'm taking you back to seminary. I wrote him a note. I said, Father, take me back to seminary. Does that mean if I go through all the classes, I can be ordained? It's a metaphoric joke, of course, but I thought maybe he'd get wind of it and have a good time with it. Laugh a little bit. Relax. And 99% blocked. Pulled him out of the hospital. Gave up life. I gave up life for strife. And he says it's the best thing he ever did. That's the happiest he's ever been. He's glad he did it. He can't picture himself not doing it. What? Broken hearts. Broken hearts. And now there's a lot of people that have faith because that man is talking a good talk and walking a good walk. Just hopefully, dear God, protect them. Don't let the Jezebels get them, please. That's 1 weak moment and you're done. But you get back up and you say an act of contrition. Oh my God, I'm awfully sorry if I offended you. I just all my sins because of your just punishment. Most of all because I've offended you. My God, all good and deserve all my love. For me, so with help of thy grace, confess my sins, do penance for new occasions of sin. Amen. You can't get me now, Satan. And you know, he's right back on the road again, thinking about another trap he can put you into. Blame you when you didn't even do it. The worst thing is when you get accused of something that you didn't do. You know what hate that generates? Somebody comes up to you and blames you for something you didn't do. And you gotta forgive them. You gotta forgive them. Oh my God. Life is strife. what I've heard is that humanity can't understand the little bit of pain they're going through for what they're going to get. You're going to say, hey, that's all I had to do? For all this? Especially to have God, our God, turned into a pollywog and swim up the stream, the life, and come on in. Come on in, Jesus. Hey, thanks for coming. You saved our soul. The only acceptable sacrifice as you crucified on the cross, died, risen, and now sitting in the right hand of Almighty God. And your beard is every color. Each hair is a different color. I saw it. I see it when I look at light and I see the rays and they come off the bottom of the light like a beard, and then I picture your face sacrificed with thorns, your head, and the blood running down, and I look at your beard. My God. And your beard is every color that exists. Who can do that? How did you condition my mind to be able to see that? With light therapy. You did it with light therapy. This is the way God, I found God. I mean, this thing, I found this crucifix face down. It was some nuns, probably. I had rosaries and all that stuff from the convent. St. Cyril's. They left all kinds of stuff. Nuns passed on. All their possessions were left. Nobody got rid of them. One day Father went in and said, okay, this is all gone. Who wants some? And I have them there in my hand out. We got the Infant of Prague. We got the Infant of Prague. You know how many masses that thing's been in? The Infant of Prague statue there? That's not, it's like a covenant. It's like the Ark of the Covenant to me, kind of like. Because, it's not God and everything. It's a symbol, a reminder. But what is he's in the presence of is what I'm talking about. The Shekinah, the true presence, the Ruah, the breath of God unto you. This is just the beginning. There's going to be quite a bit more to go. I'm going to hang up now. I'm looking forward to it. Come, Holy Spirit. Kindle us the fire of your love. Send forth your Spirit shall be created. You shall renew the face of the earth, O God, and instruct our hearts and fabled by the light of the Holy Spirit. Grant us that same Spirit be truly wise and rejoicing in consolation through Christ our Lord. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Come, Holy Spirit.